Hello and good evening. This is a bit of a different video, and there's an explanation for why. Um, so yes, this would be episode 57 of Curse of the Crimson Throne. However, the VOD from our last stream, our last session, is missing somehow. Yeah, I went to do my prep and the VOD is not there. So yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. Hold on one second. There we go. So, yeah. Like I was saying, there's no VOD. I have gotten in touch, well, I've reached out to Twitch support. And I'm waiting for a response. So this video that I'm making here is basically just going to be a placeholder in the event that they can help me. I somehow doubt that that will happen, but just in case, there's a spot in the playlist for episode 57, which may or may not end up becoming a lost episode. That remains to be seen. But this video exists so that I can explain the events of episode 57, because 58 is coming up, and I would like to maybe like go through what happened in hopefully a bit more detail than I would when I'm just trying to get through my recap before we start the game. So this was a session that was pretty much entirely combat, so if that is not your speed, then you didn't miss much. But nonetheless, the Horde, they started off over here in this room, and they walked into the courtyard, like so. And they came across a creature, but they also explored the space. Oh, it actually didn't. It went in a pop-out window when it shouldn't have. So here, I'll just drop it on the map. They encountered one of these things. A corpse lotus. But yes, they explored the courtyard, and they discovered that there was some irregular vegetation growing around the fountain within the courtyard. And once they approached it a little bit more, this corpse lotus revealed itself and started wreaking havoc on the party. The lotus attacked with its vines for the most part, grabbing multiple members of the Horde, including throwing Reef inside of its mouth for a short time before the lotus was finally and eventually slain. Let's see, I'm currently scrolling through the logs to find who got the killing blow. Looks like it was Reef. Yeah, you'd think that I would have this prepared, but I'm again just a little shaken up by this issue. So anyway, they dispatched of the corpse Lotus, and they made their way through an open doorway to the east in this direction. Where they encountered Belshalam. Before that, though, they were fired upon in the courtyard by some of these creatures that were perched on the second floor using the arrow slits for cover. These Baycocks were firing arrows made of bone that were paralyzing their targets when the arrows struck. But yes, the Horde then went and met up with Belshalam, and they did battle for, once again, a relatively short amount of time. Alexander was nearly struck down in the fight, but was eventually healed and spared from an untimely end. The Horde managed to weaken Belshalam to the point of being able to negotiate with the Umbral Dragon. He was receptive to the conversation, except for topics that kind of veered into his situation within the castle. It turns out that Belshalam is bound to the castle, or was bound to the castle, as one of the spirit anchors that maintain the curse in Castle Scarwall. During the conversation, Drek hatched an idea, and he readied a Dispel Evil spell, which he utilized to great effect. He expended the magic on Belshalam, and this released the dragon from its tether to the castle. The dragon immediately realized what Drek had done and used the opportunity to fly in delight around the castle, roaring in jubilation as he was no longer bound to this horrific place. In return for releasing him, the dragon essentially transferred all of its wealth that it had accumulated to the Horde. He basically told them where it is, and they went to collect most of it. This included many coins, thousands of gold, 20,000 or so silver, and just an obscene amount of copper. There were also some interesting magic items, including a suit of small chainmail that is magically enchanted, which Drek has taken, and there were a couple of masterwork weapons and one enchanted sword. And there's an additional item that I have not revealed yet, but that will be discovered at the beginning of our next session. So now you are more or less caught up on the goings-on in our Curse of the Crimson Throne game. I really hope that I get to replace this video with the actual episode 57. But failing that, I still wanted to have something up on the channel just to make sure that, at least some semblance of continuity and completionism can be maintained. But yeah, so it's currently Wednesday night as I'm recording this, Wednesday before our next session, which is going to be this coming Sunday. If you're watching this video on YouTube, we hope to see you there. If you're just a regular YouTube viewer, then we look forward to you continuing to watch our game, our humble little Pathfinder game. But yeah, I'm still hoping for the best from Twitch support. We've had issues with various parts of streaming and Roll20 and just Discord and all sorts of things have come up in like the 5 or so years that I've been running this game. this is probably the largest issue that we've faced so far. I'm admittedly not very hopeful that I'm going to get the outcome that I want, but either way, the show must go on, and it will go on this coming Sunday, and I hope to see you there. I hope you have a good night.